The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 2nd, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, well, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. That means you can send me an email. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Most of the indices trading higher. The Dow's up 160, the S&P 27, NASDAQ 100, 132. The Russell's off 19, semis are up 6, trannies are off 17. Otherwise, the rest of the indices trading higher. Gold's up $7, silver 39 pennies. Light sweet crude is off 12 cents. Natural gas up 2 pennies. Leading the charge dollar-wise. The upside, Google $49, Amazon 45, Chipotle 27. And to the downside, it's Boston Beer, another bad day, off $26. Trading out at 939. Slicing right through the bottom of a daily profile. Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals off 24, 29%. MicroStrategy down $10. That's nearly 2%. Pop Culture Group down 8 or 14%. So plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. So what do you want to look at? We've got no questions in the den. We had one question in YouTube. That was about the Russell 2000. We're just waiting to get some information back on that, and then we'll go answer that question. And so let's look at this. Let me pull this. Now, let me just change screens here. So give me a moment. So markets are moving higher. But so what does that mean? Well, that's why I'm going to move over to this table here. And so instead of looking at a chart, we're just going to look at a table that here, this has our cash indices up at the top, our index ETFs, the sectors inside the S&P 500. Then I have the top 10 holdings inside the NDX, the top 10 inside the Dow, and then I've got various futures contracts out there. Now, subscribers get tables like this that are included in the newsletter each day. I just regenerated a new one, this one here, specifically for the show, specifically for today, because we'll want to focus on, we'll talk a lot today about the TD9 count patterns out there. I'm sure we'll get some requests by email, maybe a phone call or two, hopefully. And so if we take a look at this column right here where my cursor says TD9 daily. Here you've got the instrument, then you get the description, the current price, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, whether there's one present, topping signal. So, for example, in the S&P 500, we know there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. Like in the XAU, there's a bottom signal. So we know top and bottom signals using that tool. We're also trying to track. Now, the TD9 counts are going to be effective as of yesterday's close because we don't know what today's bar is. So my system can't anticipate what today's bar is going to be. But what we do know out here is anything anything that's highlighted in pink or bright pink out here you'll see a number 9. So, for example, NASDAQ Composite number 9, if you don't have a star next to it, there's probably a star now. out here. This will be the day following bar number 9, so that's going to identify a top out there. So anything with a star 8 or 9 out here tells you about a potential impending TD9 count pattern that is out there. So you're going to see a number of these. If you take a look at what's going on inside, for example, the NDX 100, go take a look at the top 10. Well, 3 of the top 10 have, 2 of the top 10 have confirmed signals. So Apple, yesterday would have been bar number 9. Today should be the bar following 9. So the cool thing about the TD9 count pattern, especially these that have a 9 and a star next to it, if they did trade higher today, in the case of Apple, I know that that is the case, is that it makes being able to call or identify the market very simple, because if on Tuesday, because we're closed on Monday, if on Tuesday we see a close above today's high, whatever that is inside of Apple, that's going to tell you about a strong momentum move to the upside. Then we go take a look at other areas of resistance, or maybe A to B equals CD patterns, whatever it is that would give us a price projection as to where price is likely headed to, where the next battle might be. So you've got that going on inside of Apple and Microsoft, the 2 top holdings inside the NDX 100. Inside of the Dow, you've got Home Depot. In the futures markets, we've got the ES, the NQ, and the Dow. So all 3 of those out there. So that's what's going. So let's not get too caught up in that fact that these markets are going to go up forever. I just kind of caught the very last end of Larry's show out there. And maybe they are, but we now have patterns that are completing that will help us to identify what the next move might be. So let's go take a look at some actual charts out here. Let me, it's going to require changing panels again. So that's okay. That's a little work for Stevie, but no problem. So let's come over here and let me get a chart or 2 fired up. Let's do this. Let's go take a look at, I got to get back to the right spot first. So we were talking about Apple and Microsoft. Let's take a look at Apple. So here you can see that chart, just so you can kind of match the table with the chart out there. Again, the table is only going to have data from a daily basis through the prior close, because it doesn't know what the current day's action is. So you can see yesterday was a bar number 9 of a TD9 count. That was reflected on that table out there. Today's the day after. Now, price is above significant resistance. Significant resistance would be the TD9 breakdown areas, 136.99 and 137.07. Nonetheless, you're still in the bar following bar number 9. So if there's going to be a top inside of Apple, that top would take place today. Again, if we get a close above that high, that says we head back to the most recent highs out here. That takes us back into the January 25th level. That would get you up in the 145.09 area. And there's an A to B equals CD inside of Apple. I don't have that drawn in here on this chart. I can't do that with this package. So you've got that pattern that's going on as well. In that case, you would be looking for some type of bearish reversal candle. As long as we're here inside of Apple, let's just take a look at the weekly chart, see if there's any signals here. Now, weekly is bullish at this stage. It's bullish because price is above the top of a bearish structured profile, and it's above a green oscillator and change line. So that suggests on a weekly basis that this wants to go back to test its highs, but we'll pay attention to that daily time frame. On a monthly basis, monthly has the TD9 count and a Rhodes momentum and a 7th wave move. It had all 3 of those tops, but each of those simply did what they were supposed to, which was send price back to support. And that first level of support is going to be that oscillator unchanged line. We can see that held out here. So the monthly chart is really neutral because you've got the topping signal that's in place, price above a green oscillator and change line. So it's neutral to bullish. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Here's the chart for Microsoft, folks. Here's the daily time frame. Again, during that first segment, we looked at the little table that I put together to help us just summarize and take a look at the indices and top 10 holdings with inside a couple of the indices out here, just exactly where we're at. So in a snapshot, we could see whether there were tops being formed or not. Microsoft showed up as a TD9 count top. You can see that. So that says today's high, whatever that is, both in Apple and in Microsoft, just trying to make this easy peasy for you. If price closes over, that tells you about a strong momentum move to the upside for that specific time frame. You have to go find some additional levels of resistance if there are any. If you're trading up at new all-time highs, then you're not going to find really resistance. You can come up with some price projection areas where price might turn, but not really resistance, so to speak, out there. We've got a question inside the Tiger's Den, and the question inside the Tiger's Den is, hi, Steve, thoughts on UVXY must be getting close. So UVXY, if I'm not mistaken, is the bullish side of the spot volatility index? Yeah. So short term. So a very difficult instrument to trade out here. But if I were going to trade it, what I would be paying attention to would be the, well, a couple of things. It would be the ES Mini. So if you're going to trade the VIX to the upside, you need to find some real good topping signals inside the ES Mini. That'd be the first thing, or that'd be one of the things. The second thing that I would look for in taking a trade like that, unless you're just able to spot the absolute top tick inside the ES Mini or the S&P 500, is I would look to the actual spot volatility index itself. And one of the patterns that you would be looking at to increase the odds that in getting to the must be getting close aspect of your question is this chart right here. So you can do this. So, nope, it's not that one. It's this one right here. There we go. So what you'd ideally like to see over a number of sessions is you'd like to see a series of higher closes inside the spot volatility. And so it makes it real easy when you just put it on a line chart like this. And ideally, you would then also be seeing a rising S&P 500. And as we speak right now, we do not have those conditions. The spot volatility, this bottom right-hand area here, it's making lower lows on a closing basis. Whereas if you take a look at some of those levels, some of those areas where I've identified a rising spot volatility in the face of a rising S&P 500. So this doesn't have the S-mini up top, but it's got the S&P. That would really be more ideal conditions that you would be looking for to get in that type of volatility trade. You know, if you're intraday trading it, then you need to put it on like a 2-minute or a 3-minute chart and then get your TAS market profiles. That's the only way I've been able to find to trade that volatile vehicle. So this would be one tool that I would absolutely use to help assist with that thought process of must be getting close. Because I'd say right now it's not getting close using this tool. The only way it's getting close is let's now go switch over and take a look at the charts for the ES Mini. So the only way that this is going to get close is that we're going to see some type of top here. So inside the ES Mini, that top could be a TD9 count top. Today is going to become, let me pull this back, sorry. Today is going to become bar number 9. So in this case here for the ES Mini and for that UVXY trade, you must wait till Tuesday. You know, when we get back. Now, I don't know if the equity futures are going to trade on Monday. I think they will. But still, you got to wait till Tuesday out here at the earliest. So that would be one thing. So we know that the daily, remember, here's how we put this together. When something's getting close to a top or a bottom or moving into resistance or support, what we then want to do to try to identify that change in trend, if there's going to be one, is to go to short-term time frame charts. So remember, the ideal pattern to get to the must be getting close would have been to see a rising spot volatility next on a closing basis combined with topping signals out here. We don't always get what we want, but we can try to. But that's the ES Mini. Now, that's the daily time frame. What we would then be looking for are those shorter term time frames, so such as the 30-minute chart. And as we open up the 30-minute chart right now, what we can see is there is no topping pattern. There is no topping signal. Yeah, I can draw A to B equals CD patterns in here, which we can and we would. Well, I can't on this set of charts out here. But you need a bearish reversal signal. So this is bar number 6 on the 30-minute basis. Suggests that price should continue to move higher. At least there's no topping signal on the 30-minute. No topping signal on the 60, no topping signal on the 120, no topping signal on the 240, and there is a topping signal on the 5-hour. That's the 300-minute chart. So the 300-minute chart right now sort of totally mimicking the daily chart. Now, here's the good news, I suppose, and the bad news. So this is kind of interesting. This bar should close at 2 p.m. So in about 37 minutes, let me just make sure that I've got my times. I'm pretty good at this. This should be 2 o'clock. Yeah, so 2 o'clock. So if there's going to be a top, a short-term top in the S&P 500, whatever the high is inside the ES Mini on its 5-hour time frame currently, so we still have 36 more minutes to go, so we could see a higher high. But right now it's 43.41. Let's assume the ES Mini does not get above 43.41. But between 2 and 5, between 2 and 5, when the ES Mini is traded, when it finally closes at 5 o'clock this evening, if there's a close above that high, well, then this TD9 count would have been negated. Now, maybe the signal to expect and anticipate a higher high come Monday on the daily time frame and forming that bar following bar number 9 type category. So that's how I'd put it together. Is it getting close? Well, you just took a look at a couple of different tools that I would use to give us that signal, and I just throw it back and say, what say you? Now, you can go to shorter term time frames. Certainly, you can go to maybe a 15-minute time frame if you want to. And then what you're really looking for to get that confirmed change in trend is a close below TD9 breakout support, which in the ES Mini at first level is currently printing at 43.10.75 out there. There was a question inside the Tiger's Den about the Russell 2000 and support. I don't think we heard back from what support levels or really what time frame it was that they were looking for. So here, as long as we're over here, here is our 8-panel chart. And the Russell 2000 What it signals to us is a TD9 count top that still is in place for the monthly time frame, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that is still in place for the weekly time frame. That was back in March of last year. A Russell 2000 that also has on a daily basis a TD9 count top. So the Russell 2000 is just waiting for the other folks, the NQ, the Dow, the S&P 500, just waiting for them to, finally poop out. Well, okay, if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart out here, you can see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That led to a gigantic move to the downside, relatively swift out there. So you're looking for support. Well, on the daily time frame, prices trade below its oscillator and change line. So that would take us back to our profiles. And our profiles, even though they're not shown here, let's make them shown. So give me a moment here. We'll switch screens, and I'll make them shown. That way we thoroughly answer the question. So then in the case of the Russell 2000, the next area of support would be the center of its daily profile, and that is at 2290. And then below that, it'd be 2248. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th gold report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's gold report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the gold report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the gold report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the gold report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th gold report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the Dow trading up 149, S&P 26, NASDAQ 100 is up 129. A question from our YouTube channel about IBM. And the question says, this is from Baseball in YouTube, looking for support in IBM. And I believe today's sell-off is overdone. Well, what you've got behind today's sell-off is volume. And volume is taking out a swing point. Oh, that's not the right A to B equals CD. Let me correct that. Sorry, didn't grab it. So give me a moment here to correct this. So the A point inside of IBM, by the way, this was a TD9 count top. We'll take a look at the other chart. We talked about this last week, I believe, with someone. But so here's the A to B equals CD. The B point, which is the trading session of June 18th, did volume of 9.1 million shares. You're already at 11.7. So you have a confirmed A to B equals CD, wide-ranging bar to the downside. The next price projection level in it is 137.70. Below that, 135.03. But we don't stop there, because this set of charts here allows us to take a look at daily, weekly, and monthly profiles. And what we can see about the monthly profile is there's a possibility that IBM has found support. Why? Well, first of all, if you look at that center panel chart, that's a weekly chart, and that is a weekly bullish structured profile. We know that buyers are lined up between 139.56 and 143.23. So if you're asking me, is there a possibility that the A to B equals CD pattern will not complete? The answer is yes. Why? Because it's trading back into a bullish structured weekly profile. Now, would I buy this right now? Absolutely not. Unless we saw some type of signal on a short-term time frame. And I certainly wouldn't do it when you've got volume like this coming out. Markets don't end on wide-ranging bars. Now, maybe things just move sideways, kind of like gold has done here for a bit. So let's pull over our other chart. So first question was, where's support? It's 139.56. That's coming from the weekly time frame. As we open up our daily chart out here, you can see the TD9 count top. You can see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price pulled back to the first breakout level, 140. Well, it didn't really do that. It cruised right through 143.75. Now it's trading. It's sitting right on its next breakout level of 140.55. A close below 140.55 suggests a move down to 127.49. So watch the 140.55 level. Let's look at the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart, let's populate this. And what do we have out here? Not much. So there's not additional information that we haven't already covered. The monthly time frame chart, what do we have, if anything? Not much to really assist us. And I'll just simply go to a 30-minute chart. No bottom signal there. 65-minute chart, no bottom signal there. So you were looking for areas of support. We've been able to provide two of them. The 140.55 on the daily time frame as a TD9 breakout level. But if you're asking, is it overdone? No way to tell if it's overdone. Price just it's made its way back to two levels of support, so we can understand why it's stalled. You need to wait. If you're looking to buy IBM, you've got to wait. Well, you don't have to do anything, I say. I'm suggesting that you would wait. And let's see how this thing trades, Tuesday, Wednesday, something along those lines. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much. We've got Gary on the line. Hey, Gary, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Hey, Steve-O. I just, number one, most importantly, wish you and your loved ones a safe and fun and memorable 4th weekend.
Thank you. Back at you on that. Much appreciated. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Well, my wife's away and working, so I'm going to be working on some projects. Figure out these stocks a little better. Maybe even learn how to read a chart.
Hey, that sounds like a good weekend to me. That sounds like so. All right. As long as you're doing that, let me help you read a couple of charts out here. One, I believe, is A to Z Smart Technologies Corp. AAZZF. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we looked at it once before, and it's had a little bit of a run. I'm pretty heavy in it, but looking to add more. Actually, I want to just kind of look at some ranges.
Perfect. So as we take a look at AAZZF, it is pulling back into a bullish structured profile. So 4 days ago, the trading day of June 29th, price moved down into that level. That level is 308. So the buy range on this, but before we go take a look at any other charts, and this is simply based upon its bullish structured daily profile. There's no pattern or anything along those lines, but just simply something pulling back to support. That is between the range of 293 to 308, and it's already hit that once this week. So that would be your range. Now, price is pulling back today. When it was down in that level on June 29th, there was 91,000 shares. Today, you're down with 19,000 shares. So it doesn't appear that it will bust through that level. So that's the first area of potential support on a daily time frame. Let's just take a look at the white background charts. If price were to close below that 293 level, then the buy point would be 254. Does that help you out?
Yeah, except you blipped out on the buy point, and then maybe my phone, sorry.
No problem. So 293 to 308, because it's a bullish structured daily profile. And if price were to close below 293, then the next buy point would be 254. And I don't have anything to suggest that it's the 254 level where price is headed to. But so that's what we've got with regard to this ticker symbol. Is there any other questions I can answer for you about AAZZF?
You did an awesome job as usual. Thank you.
Okay. And the next instrument you want to take a look at is?
GRYN. It's a hemp stock grower.
Oh, okay. All right. And are you in it? You're looking to get in it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm in it. I've got a double in it so far, but it's got a lot of news. You know, I'm a value trader and longer term. So I'm looking to add to it.
So price is up at resistance. There are a couple of different levels of there's really one primary level of resistance, and that is the top of the monthly profile. So last month had a nice big month. You had a big run. This went from a low of $1.28, closed out at 216. And the top of that daily profile is 218. Price actually got to 234 and rejected it. We've already started off testing that level again. So you know that the sellers are sitting up at the $2.18 area. So that's very helpful to us. If price was able to get above 218, there's another group of sellers sitting at 234. 234 is the top of the daily profile. Now, what you don't like about this week is it looks like this is generating. Let me put on the weekly chart the A to B equals CD pattern, but it looks like it has completed a sell the D point out here. But let's just confirm that, and voila, the answer is yes. So what we've got right now. Now I don't know how this closes today, but if we were to close right now, this has a confirmed sell the D point because it is a bearish engulfing on a weekly basis. So resistance hit on the monthly. There's a little bit of resistance up above the top of the monthly profile, a sell signal on the weekly. It's signaling to us you should prepare for this to pull back a bit. So let's go take a look at the other chart, see if there's any other signals to help Gary and I out here. So on the daily time frame, what we see out here is trying to form a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern, but we don't have the bearish reversal candle. Nonetheless, if price gets below 212, $1.89 is a likely price target. The weekly, we talked about the sell the D point. This is suggesting a pullback to $1.70, and I don't have anything on the monthly chart to help us out with regard to this. So let me look at a 30-minute chart here real quickly, and no levels of support that this thing is touching as we speak. I take that back, 212. And so if this instrument closes below 212, does not necessarily have to be today, but a close below 212 on that 30-minute chart says you've got more downside action. So the weekly and daily are saying, there may be some downside action out here, even the monthly, and the 30-minute chart would be the one that would give you that confirmation. And that would be two consecutive closes below $2.12. Gary, we're going to a break here. Gary, hold on.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, Gary, sorry about that. I did a poor job managing the shot clock, and that amounted into a turnover there. But back to green hygienics. 212 seems to be a really critical area. Was your question where to add to this?
Yeah, was.
So because of that weekly topping signal, I mean, the place where the dollar level would be $1.89. But before it hits that area, if we see it move lower, we need to really take a look at whatever patterns might be unfolding out here. So I just want you to anticipate that price might move lower, but it hasn't closed below that really critical 212 area. So it's just at a stage where you take no action at this stage.
Got it, and I'll call you back on it. And listen, enjoy your family, enjoy the cup, and make it a great weekend, my friend.
Will do. Thanks so much. That was Gary in Michigan. We're going to go back to Florida and talk to Earl the Pearl. Earl, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
I'm doing great, Steve. We'll start off by wishing you and yours a happy 4th.
Thank you very much. The same to you. Much appreciated. I enjoyed this holiday because I sort of have, I know on the show my middle name is Stevie Perseverance Road, but during the 4th of July, it's Stevie Pyrotechnics Rhodes.
Good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Earl, you want to take a look at silver, I believe. Now, SLV is what you had called about. Is that correct?
Yeah. Short term, is there any downside to this?
To the SLV? Well,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it follows silver, I know, so either one.
Yeah. So silver is stronger than gold, and the way that we can make that determination, at least, is take a look at how price is trading in relationship to its TAS market profile. So I'm going to pull up a chart here that shows gold, that's on the left-hand side, silver that is right next to it, and then the U.S. dollar index. Now, the good thing is the U.S. dollar index right now is pulling back. So that would say – so are you, when you say short term, like how short term?
A couple months.
Ah, okay. So a couple months. Geez, that seems like forever for me.
Yeah.
In a couple of months, you have to get married, have the honeymoon, and get divorced.
That's for sure.
Here's what I can share with you is the resistance level for silver is $26.90. I can give you, and I will give you, the resistance level for the SLV, but it just won't matter because the SLV will just simply take its directions. Yeah, and so the top of the box for the SLV is 24.55, and we're at 24.51. So it's really, even though you're trading the SLV, Earl, it's really paying attention to the silver contract to make that kind of determination. Now, if silver is able to close above 26.90, that gets you beyond, next week, and maybe a week or so that could take price up to about 28.54. So the U.S. dollar index, really need to take a look at what's going on there to maybe better answer that question. Is that okay? So any questions so far about silver or the SLV or anything that I've shared so far?
No, I pretty much understand that. Yeah.
Okay. So let's spend a little time, if it's okay with you. I'm going to switch charts here, set screens.
Sure.
And we're going to go look at that U.S. dollar index. So here's what we know: the U.S. dollar index got up to this 92. So this is. I'm just going to expand the chart that way nobody's confused. So I'm not going to pull it back. Okay. So here's what we know about the U.S. dollar index. First, price got above the first TD9 breakout level of 91.70. When you break one, you typically go to the next. Well, where's the next? 92.75. What's today's high out here in the U.S. dollar index? 92.76. Gets up there, rejects that level. Now, rejecting it's not a problem. The problem is that it's rejected and it's created a bearish engulfing candle. At the same time that it has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. What this is signaling to you and I is that, assuming that the U.S. dollar index finishes this way, and it doesn't, I don't see any reason why it won't. What this is signaling to you, Earl, is the U.S. dollar index should then pull back to 91.98. We're at 92.29. What that's then saying is that silver should make a run for that 26.90 level. And gold, quite frankly, should make a run for the 18.04 level, just based upon the U.S. dollar index pulling back. So that's real short term. Because we've got this topping signal inside the U.S. dollar index, if price gets closes below 91.98, or at least that's the number right now on my screen, then we could in fact see silver make a run to 28.54. So my question to you is going to be this: are you already long silver?
Yeah, I am long, but I was thinking about a possible short-term pullback. It looked to me like the dollar had a little more room to go up, but not according to you.
Well, it broke down where it should have, which was that $92.75. And that's the coolest thing, or one of the coolest things about this TD 9-count pattern out here, is because it provides you and I with an objective breakout or breakdown level. And what's nice about that is there's not anybody inside of TFNN that would have chosen 92.75 as the breakdown level. It's just not the typical way that we've been taught out here. So having these made it easy for us to take a look at, because we would ordinarily take a look at the U.S. dollar index chart and say, this thing is breaking out. Stevie says, well, hold on a minute here. Where's the resistance levels? We need to understand where resistance is. And so price hit it. I mean, precisely, almost right to the exact tick out there, off by 1 penny out here. So the U.S. dollar index is signaling to you and I that price should now, because it has a top. When you form a top, price pulls back and it tests that first level of support. That's the oscillator and change line. If price tests and rejects that level, 91.98, meaning it tests it and it moves higher, silver is likely not going to run much higher, not going to get above the 26.90 area. So I hope that helps you out. With regard to, does. Okay, good. All right. Well, thanks so much for the kind thoughts about the 4th of July. You be safe out there as well. And we'll look forward to speaking to you hopefully next week.
Steve.
That's great. That was Earl in Seminole, Florida. Now, I know there's some other questions that have come in. Let me try to get to a couple of these real quick because we're about to get to towards the end of the show out here. We do have about a minute left. So one of those questions was about Microsoft, and this was with regard to the TD9 counts. Oh, that's the wrong one. Shoot. This is from Pat. So Pat writes in, why wouldn't June 21st be day one in the DeMark system, June 21st? Geez, I don't know. It's June 21st. It is. June 21st is what I have as bar number 1. So, Pat, you're doing it right. June 21st was bar number 1, the following day bar number 2, and today is going to be the bar following bar number 9. So you've got it right. I've got it right. And again, that just means we want to pay attention to today's high, because if there's a close above it on Tuesday, that tells you about a strong momentum move in Microsoft to the upside, which will also help out the indices out there. So, Pat, thanks so much for writing in. We'll be back in just a few, folks, and we'll try to answer a question about Digital Tribune and maybe Gilead and COP. But it will be rather quickly as we answer those questions. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So John in Maryland would like to buy a Digital Tribune, ticker symbol APPS, having a big pullback today, wide-ranging bar, accelerated volume. You never like to buy wide-ranging bars and accelerated volumes. John's looking for an entry area. So if we take a look at the weekly chart, we see a bearish structure weekly profile. That's going to give us a entry point of about 57.05. You're below the bottom of that daily profile. That brings up that 57.05. I'm going to pull over my other charts and see where the TD9 breakout area is for this, and it is at 56.88. So the answer to your question right now, 50s today is not the day to buy this. 56.88 to 57.05 are the areas to be looking at. Of course, we'd like to see some type of bottoming signal take place as price approaches that area. John, thanks so much for writing in. We've got Brent who wants to take a look at Gilead. Brent, my apology, I can't read the entire message here, but I will just take a look at Gilead, give you a feel, and then perhaps respond later on if there's additional information that your email here is looking for. But in essence, if we take a look at Gilead, really been trading sideways for a couple of months out here. Today is going to become bar number 7 of a TD9 count. And so this is likely going to form a TD9 count pattern. That would take place between Tuesday and Thursday of next week. And if we get that TD9 count and that is below the high from May 21st, which is 70.11, probably suggests a pullback maybe to about 68.14 or so. That's coming from the daily time frame. And the last question, I believe, was for Mimi, who wants to take a look at COP. Mimi, sorry, I can't look at your question, but I'm going to look at the stock chart here. What do we see as we take a look at it? Only wave number 7, that's letter G, as a potential top, but this looks bullish. Price tested today and rejected the top of its profile and its oscillator and change line, so COP continues to look bullish. Folks, have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. Enjoy the holiday, and we'll all be back with you on Terrific Tuesday. So thanks so much for supporting us, and stay tuned for 2 more great hours. The Power Trading Hour coming up next, followed by Tom O'Brien, who will take us on home. And I'll be back with the 2 o'clock update. So take care, folks.